Welcome to Insidious Inc. Have you ever walked into a place and felt like something unseen was already watching you? Hospitals are meant for healing, but what if the halls remember pain? What if some patients never really left? My first night at the hospital felt wrong the moment I stepped inside. Most of the place was shut down, a skeleton crew ran the ER, and a few recovery rooms, but the East Wing had been sealed off for years, supposedly for ongoing renovations. That was a lie. You could smell it. The wallpaper peeled like old scabs, and the lights buzzed with a dying hum. I was hired as night security, which meant I got a walkie, a rusty set of keys, and instructions to do hourly rounds, and not bother the nurses. Out of boredom, I asked the head nurse, Janice, about the East Wing. She gave me a strange look, like someone who'd seen too much and said too little. Her voice was flat. Just don't go past the chapel after midnight. If you hear doors open, don't follow. If someone calls your name, just keep walking. I thought she was messing with me, but at 1:13 a.m., the East Wing called me. Not with a phone. Not a person, but a sound. I was near the nurse's station when I heard metal wheels screeching faintly against tile, like a stretcher being pushed somewhere deep in the building. I checked the monitors. It was just static on the hallway cams. My curiosity won. I followed the sound down the corridor toward the old surgical suites. The air got cold. The East Wing was pitch black. My flashlight flickered like the darkness was pushing back. Then a voice came from the intercom overhead, warped, wet, drowning in static. "Room 11, help, please." But that wing had no power, no active lines. I'd seen the maintenance logs. I should have turned back. Instead, I went in. Room 11 was at the end of the hall, the door cracked open. The light above it blinked fast, almost in warning. Inside was freezing. No bed, no machines. Just cracked tile and letters smeared on the far wall. S-T-A-Y. On the floor was a crumpled patient gown, the collar soaked in a dark, dried stain that smelled like blood. Then the intercom clicked on again. This time it was louder. "Don't go." I jumped, spun around, but found nothing. The hallway behind me was empty. I backed out slowly and ran to the security office. I locked the door and turned on the monitors. It was all static, except one. Room 11. The feed showed a figure standing in the corner. Its skin was greyish-white under the night cam, almost see-through. Its head hung at a broken angle, and it stared right into the lens. My walkie crackled. "You saw me." It wasn't a call. No one was at the other end. I didn't sleep, because every time I looked back at the monitor, the figure was a little closer. The next night, I came in thinking maybe I'd imagined it. Maybe sleep deprivation and a little paranoia had scrambled my head. Ghosts aren't real, right? But the air was heavy the moment I walked in. Janice wouldn't meet my eyes when she handed me the keys. She didn't even say hello, just muttered, "You stayed, that's brave." That didn't sit right. I started my rounds, sticking strictly to the lit areas this time. The ER hallway, the break room, the chapel, then back again. But just after 2 a.m., my walkie buzzed to life, loud enough to make me jump. "Room 11 is open," it said. I didn't press the button. I didn't respond, because the voice wasn't Janice's. It was mine. My exact voice. Same tone and same rhythm. I stood there frozen, until I heard it again. Not from the walkie this time. It came from behind me. "Room 11 is open." I turned, but found no one. I should have run. I know that. But something pulled me toward the east wing again. This time, not just the voice. The lights overhead flickered rhythmically, one by one, like breadcrumbs leading deeper into the dark. I passed the chapel. The door was slightly ajar, and from inside, I heard breathing, not the casual kind, but laboured, raspy and wet. I kept walking down the hall, past the nurse's station, that hadn't been staffed in over 5 years, toward room 11. But when I reached it, the door was closed. Not just closed, but sealed. A heavy hospital gurney was jammed against it from the outside. Something didn't want whatever was inside getting out. And then, the floor beneath me squelched. I looked down, and I saw blood. It oozed from the seams in the tiles, thick and black like oil. The entire hallway was slowly flooding with it. My shoes slipped as I stumbled back, nearly dropping my flashlight. The blood wasn't just spreading, it was moving, snaking toward me. That's when the whispering began. Voices, dozens of them. Some were crying, others laughing, and one repeated the same phrase over and over in a child's voice. He opened the door, he opened the door, he opened the door. The gurney screeched suddenly. Shoved aside by invisible hands, room 11 opened. Inside was me. No, not like before, not a copy. It was me. Sitting in a wheelchair, pale as chalk, tubes shoved into my arms, my mouth stitched shut with black thread. Eyes wide open, staring directly at me. I turned to run but slipped in the blood and slammed shoulder first into the wall. The whispering stopped. There was a dead silence. Then, now there's two. The voice came from inside my head this time, like a thought I didn't think. I don't remember running back to the security room, but I did. When I got there, Janice was waiting. Her face was pale, her lips trembling. "I told you not to go past the chapel," she whispered. "They don't like being seen." Before I could ask what she meant, every monitor in the office turned on at once. 12 different angles, 12 different rooms. Each one showed a version of me, sitting, standing, crying, bleeding, screaming. "They remember you," Janice said. "And now, you'll never leave." I didn't show up for my next shift. But apparently I did because Janice swore she saw me walk in. Same clothes, same tired shuffle, same badge. She even said I smiled at her. But I hadn't left my apartment that night. At first I thought it was a scheduled glitch, maybe a prank. Then I saw the security footage. There I was, walking in at exactly 11:58 p.m, swiping in with keys in hand and blank expression. As I fast-forwarded through the footage, my stomach dropped. My double walked the halls like I normally did, but his movements were off. It was stiff and robotic, like something was wearing me and hadn't quite figured out how. At 3:17 a.m, he stopped outside room 11, slowly turned to the camera and smiled. But it wasn't my smile. It was too wide, too perfect, like it had been carved on. That should have been the end, but it wasn't. I tried to brush it off. Stress, maybe. Sleep deprivation, or a hacker messing with my footage. Then the reflection started acting strange. In the mirror, my reflection blinked out of sync. In a train window, I saw myself grinning while my real face stayed still. On my TV screen, I passed behind the couch, but the reflection didn't move. That version of me was watching, and it hated me. Then came the dreams. I would wake up in a hospital bed, completely frozen, with the walls peeling and the lights flickering, and across the room I'd see myself again, stitched like a corpse, grinning and slowly getting closer. Sometimes I'd wake up sweating, other times I'd wake up at the front door, hand on the knob. Then came the footprints, bare, wet, leading into my locked apartment. That's when I stopped sleeping. I smashed mirrors, covered screens, burned sage, moved, prayed. Nothing helped. Even in a pot lid, I saw it grin again. Then came the note, slipped under my locked bedroom door. No envelope, just my handwriting. Your shift starts at midnight. Don't be late. Taped to it my hospital ID. Only the photo wasn't mine. It was his. The one from the footage. I burned the badge. I moved again. But every night at 11:58 I feel it. The same cold draft. The hospital scent, antiseptic and blood, and just outside my door, 3 soft knocks. They never stop. Not until 3:17 a.m. The exact time he smiled. Some places don't want to be remembered. Some doors never close once opened. Have you ever seen your own reflection smile before you did? Thanks for watching Insidious Inc. If this gives you chills, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who's ever walked past an empty hospital at night.